Good afternoon. It's time for yet another NFL Bucky's Mail Day. This is your host, Mike C, of course, the Star Show. As always, probably forever. No, of course, forever. As host, it's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. Bucky, what in the world do you have in front of you today? Well, you got 3 more cards for our props. And now, I'm going to assume that I can't say everyone has seen these. A lot of people probably haven't, but more than likely these cards have been shown before. But I just think it's a great to reuse the cards, and it's a great prop, and we're happy to do this. Last week's video did very well. It was I think it was 26 views, which is great for me, and no replies, no comments, no new subscribers. Something just came down, and that's fine. But in front of Bucky, we've got 3 more cards, and just some unique ones, and just unique looking cards. On Bucky's right, we've got Calvin Johnson. We got a football and a blue patch. It's different, older card. They don't make cards like this anymore, obviously. In the middle, we've got Doak Walker, and that's old school Bucky. Played in the 50s. Great running back for them. But I think I purchased that one just to have a card from him is fantastic. And the one Bucky's left is a card. I've told the story before. I was in a break, and I think it was a 3-box, and all 3 boxes just had nothing. It was just total crap. And so the breaker, I don't remember who it was, broke another box, and there was only one hit, and that was that card. And that's Barry Sanders from his Oklahoma State college days. So it's all orange, and I love that card. And it's the only college hit card that I have of Barry, so that's a cool card. So I brought those 3 out. Not a lot going on right now. Unfortunately, Cam Sutton saga still continues. As of 4 o'clock this afternoon, he hasn't been heard from or seen. I'm starting to believe that he's unable to respond. Now, what that means, I don't know. He could be injured, something worse. I really hope that's not the case. What he allegedly did, was terrible, but it's not something that, is going to end your life. So hopefully they'll find this young man, and they can, get him back on the road to recovery, because nothing's worth that. And I'm sure his parents and his loved ones and family are very worried about him. So hopefully this saga ends soon, and he's found and hopefully healthy. And it's kind of a shadow over everything right now, because there's not a heck of a lot going on in the Lions Nation, as they call it. Just a lot of mocks. I've done a couple. Others have done tons of them. I just got done watching a Brosho mock, and it was very good. I've seen a lot of mocks go with Kool-Aid, and I would love that. I've also seen one with Chop, and I messaged him. I said either Chop or Kool-Aid. I might 1 and 2, because I would love either one. A lot because it's just the names are, both of them are very cool. But there are, needs. You try not to draft for need, but sometimes it's just inevitable. And the draft just falls that way. It's, you're not going to draft someone that you don't need. I've got, 20 wide receiver, they're going to draft wide receiver. No, you're not going to do that. So it's inevitable that it bleeds into the mock. There's other players that, I'd be happy to have too. Jackson Powers Johnson, he won't be there, but we'd love to have him as a guard center. There's a few other players that I'd really love to have on the Lions. Just make good picks, solid picks. Cause I got, Pinterest is going to have pictures of them. Cause I don't think the magazine that I have, which I'm still reading, is going to have a lot of pictures. So it's going to look a lot different than the last year's. That's all right. Change is a good thing. But not a lot of news. They haven't signed anybody. Still might sign another corner. Other than that, maybe a wide receiver. We'll see. I watch a lot of YouTube, shows and podcasts and things like that. And a lot of fun, a lot of information. And so use that, as a point of reference. But as far as actual news, there's just not a lot going on. Blackhawks still, waiting to play the end of the season out. I'm not sure where they stand as far as ping pong balls and next year, this year's draft selection. Look at a hopefully, top 5. I'd say for sure, but I can't be sure of that. They still need, a lot of help. Connor is comes back from his injury. He's playing very well, but obviously they need a lot more. And so looking forward to that. The Reds, spring training's almost over. They're going to start playing for real pretty soon. I'm not sure who they open up against. I should know that. I will post that in the comments and when they play. But it's going very soon. I think it's next week. I may be wrong. I'll post it for sure. But otherwise, there's not much. Oh well, I apologize. I actually watched Lady Badgers play the Ohio State for the NCAA championship, and unfortunately, they got shut out 1-0. The game itself, there's not a lot of hitting in women's hockey. There's collisions, but there's no checking really. So you're bound to run into some people. So, the game is a lot different. Passes were not as sharp or crisp. To me, it seemed like they were kind of just floated. There's no snapshot or snap passes. And a lot of the passes the Badgers made were they tend to soar a little bit. They're kind of lofty, I guess. And they just weren't sharp. They had a couple of really good chances. They had one breakaway. They had a couple, one time the goalie was caught out of position, but they could not score. So they finished second after winning last year. So congratulations for second place. And, a great season. Just couldn't bring home the bacon, as they say. But now the men's later that night, and I did not watch that, had a selection for the men's NCAA championship. They did qualify. I forgot who they are playing. I'll post that if I think about it. But both men and women made the tournament, and that's fantastic because a lot of years the men's team did not. The basketball team lost from the first round to James Madison. And again, at the time, I didn't think anything of it. How appropriate is that the Badgers would lose to a team from Madison? James Madison was close enough. So that's about it for the Badgers. Otherwise, there's not a heck of a lot going on. Weather's been kind of crappy, really windy, some rain, a little bit of snow actually. Now it's just kind of cold and not very nice out. But the draft is getting very close, and we're excited by that. And that'll keep me going for another month, obviously. And more Bucky's Mail Day, and we'll see what happens. If the Lions, sign anybody else or any big news, if they find Cam, we'll post that on the comment section. But I think that's about it, Bucky. Yeah, that's about it. So for Mike Cinecor Star Show, as always, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. And we'll post that information on the comments. and we'll get back to you on that. So take care, everybody. Bye now.